We will go ahead and call the meeting to order, and we will stand for our pledge and invocation. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Mr. Larry, will you do our invocation?
Yes. Yeah, Father, we just come today. Lord, we thank you for your grace. Lord, we just thank you for your grace. Your mercy. Dear Heavenly Father, we just ask you to come in this meeting, Lord. And Lord, just bless everything that we said, and Lord, just bless everything we do. Lord, we just bless the one that's not here today, Lord. Lord, just bless the one that's on their way. And we give you the honor and the praise. Amen.
Amen. Okay. You want to do roll call?
Ms. McWilliams?
Here.
Mr. Smith? Not here. Ms. Pepe?
Here.
Ms. Knowles?
Here.
Mr. Patton?
Here.
Ms. Arnold?
Here.
Ms. Holt? Not here.
Okay, we have the minutes, we were sent those at the last meeting. Is there anything that needed to be corrected, added, or otherwise fixed?
I told Alicia one typo. Took care of it.
Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
Second that motion.
So moved.
All right, got it. All in favor?
Aye.
Daddy daughter dance.
I've spoken with Eric. I filled out the paperwork for Facilitron. All the fees have been waived except for the cleaning fee, which they are not waiving for anyone nowadays. So it is going to cost us $168 to rent this high school. He has put Miss Anna as our point of contact, and we will have it for all day on the day of the dance, the 28th. I have the flyer ready to go out. I think I sent that to y'all last week. If not, I can resend it. We dug out lights today. And I'll just need to get the sound system equipment for Bedford. That should be close enough to where we can get it out from under the tarps. And whatever decorations we plan on using, I pulled some of those out today. We'll need to get snacks and drinks. And then we should be good and ready to go.
We have plates and that kind of stuff, or do we need that too?
I think, yes, I think we still have plates and stuff left over from the breakfast with Santa.
Let me know if we need any of that stuff too.
Okay.
Okay,
What snacks are you going to provide?
pretty much any. We've done cookies, and they like those cheese
Puffs and
yeah.
just, I think we just usually do like cookies, pretzels, some chips.
And I'm gonna check with somebody because I think I might can get that. And Hawaiian punch, any flavor, it don't matter if they'll drink it. Don't
No.
care. I'll check and see. I might can get that taken care of.
Okay.
Parks Department update.
Construction has started at the center. Demolition, they've tore out the ceilings, they've torn out the kitchen. They have put up the beams for our new rooms in the lobby and marked off in the East Hall for the 2 rooms that are going in there. So Every day is something new.
So at this point, there's no using the community center for any.
No, ma'am, we're not taking any, events. There is one there Sunday, but it was kind of already pre-planned. Miss Thelma Rush's 100th birthday. So we cleared that with them. We still got a little spot that we can do that,
Oh.
so it was hard to find somewhere else for her to do that. TCAT is still there because that's, they may make more noise than the construction folks sometimes. They're still there, and then a lot of work going on in that part of it. Except for their classroom extension, which, and they'll work around that.
Right, city manager update.
Yes. So I only got one thing to share, just to put on your radar. During this community center, project, the Boys and Girls Club, they went to the middle school, so that worked out great. The senior program, and I think there was a little miscommunication, and we met with them earlier this week. And I took full responsibility for not communicating to their director. But one of the things I did not agree with them was that they was gonna shut it down for this duration.
They actually shut it down.
Yeah, it's not shut down. They actually shut it down and let the part-time person here go. With that being said, one of the things I did leading up to that, because you know how this kind of happened: design, bid out, pre-construction meeting, and hey, we're starting. So we took city staff over there, and we have everybody move what needed to be moved, and it's been about a week over moving everything, getting it ready for construction. During that time, I went to the library and talked to Miss April and Miss Megan, and cleared out spots so they can meet. The last thing that I wanted to happen there under Murray County senior direction or city's direction for this to go away. So we met with them. I didn't stay long because I had another meeting to get to, but without a doubt, that is not something that's acceptable to us as a city. So in the short term, I'm putting it on the Parks and Rec. Now I'm meeting again with Mr. Thomas Friday. Talk more about what it looks like in the future. I'll keep y'all up to date on that, but without a doubt, our main purpose is the seniors don't want it to go away, and then moving forward, what is best for them under our direction or under Murray County. But I do believe without a doubt it can be better than it's been. Because even I go back to the strategic plan I'll talk about here in a little bit. Bedford talked about that several years ago, that not a very good program. Now we may have some fault in that. How do we have to make that better? So just I want to put it on your radar to let you know that it may come our direction in the short term, and it is right now. Long term, see what we can work out. Kind of heavy.
I will tell you that the Spring Hill site is not up under Murray County anymore. They went up under Parks and Rec instead.
Some of the concepts I will work on with them or without them is how do we grow that program? How do we put emphasis on Southern Murray County, right? Not Mount Pleasant, because a lot of people from Southern Murray County say they're from Mount Pleasant. How do we grow that? How do we get them there? How do we get them back? How do we make programming better? My gut tells me if we can get the communication worked out with Murray County, that's the best route with support. But I think all of us could agree, this had anything to do with it, could agree that it's got to be better than it is.
Because as of right now, our seniors have no support from Columbia. It's all based off of what is given from the city itself. They don't get any kind of meals. They don't get any kind of transportation. It's all based on what funding they get from us, the city, and then what Miss Diane, who is over them, pulls out of her pocket.
And you're right about that, because I was telling Philip, I learned at that meeting after he left that all you have to do is call and request from the office manager, hey, we want a field trip to go to the Amish, and they would provide that. Well, how did they know that? If I hadn't asked in that meeting, I wouldn't have known. So communication is key.
I guess I'm a little biased when it comes to our seniors, because the
You're with them
group
every
that's
day.
here, they're wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
The interaction, the camaraderie between just this group, but you bring in some of the folks from Columbia, and it's not the same. And there's definitely Yeah.
Well, I kind of, if you don't mind, if Ms. Lori was there, I'll kind of sum up the note you sent me. Is it okay?
Mhm.
Commissioner Knowles noted that Ms. Diane is deeply loved by the seniors in Mount Pleasant. Her sudden removal has been emotionally difficult for them. Some seniors were described as traumatized by the abrupt change. And I believe that 100%.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So in the,
No
in the-
different from kids.
so in the short term, we don't have that traumatized with them.
Mm.
Let's keep their routine going, whatever that looks like over there. It's under our direction or whatever. And then long term means we have 6-8 months to really figure out what is best, not for the city, not for the Murray County administration, but for the seniors of this community.
And I think that, and I may be wrong on this, but right now there's just a handful. I know we have more seniors in this community
Yeah.
that could benefit from a structured program
Mm-hmm.
with, how can I say this and be politically correct, but a structured program with activities and things that are set
Yes.
where they don't question, well, we're just getting together to talk, that they have some purpose.
Yeah. And
And I
moving
think
out
that
of that smaller room into the bigger space, they can actually have things set to where, hey, today we have this, and this, and then tomorrow we've got,
Well, I think
we can go out, they can spread out into the other side.
right. I think
to
we need to
do.
work on, some events, some things like they know that the second Tuesday of every month is bingo, or and I'm just using that as an example, but don't just some activities and see, and it may draw some more seniors that know if we go over there on Tuesdays, it's bingo day,
Mm-hmm.
And
And-
they love bingo and
Well-
young and restless.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But just what I'm saying, some structured activities that gives them a purpose, and maybe we can find some things that go along with the Parks and Rec that they could help us with.
And I
They
think
have helped us fold those popcorn boxes before,
Mhm,
get them
and
ready
stuff
for an
eggs
event.
and-
They've stuffed eggs and those kinds of things, and they are very beneficial to this community. But I don't
Yes.
think them over there with just happy-go-lucky, let's figure out what we're going to do today. We need a purpose.
yeah. And I think too that if, like, a lot of the people that would like to come have not been able to come, or choose not to come because there's not the space and some of those activities, and then the like the advertisement of what they do every day.
I think if we had a senior calendar
Yes.
of events, and we could post that, we could send that out to the ones that want that information. I think that would be great.
I think one of the good things is we're taking the next few months to look at programming at the community center. Just that may be part of it, but as a whole, one of the things just off the cuff that I thought about the other day is, even however we go with this, but one thing we could do better as a community is, like, for example, lunch with the Parks and Rec board, or different people in the community, and even the city pays for that lunch for the Parks and Rec board. You go over there and you interact with them. So those are things that, shame on us, we probably should have been doing.
Well, I think we could do even some activities, and this would be some stuff that, of course, it would be easier for me to do it in the summertime. But we do things for the kids of this community. We do Easter egg hunts. Why not have something like that for the seniors? Not necessarily an Easter egg hunt, but some games, some an Easter fun day, a Valentine dance.
Get your right.
Yeah.
Some things that are during the day for our seniors.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I brought that up to put it on your radar,
Okay.
and there'll be more to come on that as we move forward. Hopefully it all works out. We just help make that better, but ultimately it may be under the direction with y'all's help.
Because if we, you can tell them this part, if we decided not to go back with Murray County wanted a spot in the new library. Remember that?
Library doesn't want them.
I know.
They're okay with temporary.
Mhm.
They, Ms. April and all them, they enjoy them being there, and it actually helps with some of their programming, and they
Mhm.
would have them over there, but I think they like the idea of them going to the community center and having
Yes.
a spot.
They do.
That's the way I took it.
All right. Mother-son dance.
This is not, would be our next event for March. Um, Setting a date, going back through Facilitron, either at the middle school or the high school again, would just be our next step with that. Just like with the daddy daughter dance. It is not a very big attended event. It never really has been. But the last couple of years we have gotten more children, more participation. And I really hate to see that it not happen this year. But I'm gonna leave that up to y'all.
Do you think it's because boys dance? Boys dance?
Well, at the time of the dance, baseball's starting, and all the things is
Well, why don't
starting.
we this year combine the two? Combine the daddy, daughter, mother, son dance on the same night, just for this year, since we're kind of, without a place, and see how many, if any more show up.
My gut tells me, being at all of those, I think there's something special about the daddy daughter day.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole lot of folks and they dress up and little girls dress up. I don't know what it is, but I think the mothers make that happen. Is what I think.
Yeah.
For the most part. And
Yeah.
there is, it's something special, and it's always a packed crowd. Good thought. I'm not sure.
I mean, just because we're struggling for places and
I'd rather see the mother or the daddy daughter and not the mother son, because I'd hate to, after watching that over several years and being there, I'd hate to see that word magical maybe, or
Well, I mean,
I
that's
see
just,
that go away because we've incorporated family basically.
yeah. That's just like last year. There was one dad. He dressed up like a prince, and his daughter was a princess, and they came to the dance. And like she wanted to be a princess that night, and it was just like he said, magical.
and the 12 boys that show up just run around all night.
Yeah, and they want to
The
do.
girls like to dress up.
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about that. He'd other bands but family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean
What
the
do you think
boys.
about sorry, the idea of incorporating it all. I don't. Maybe.
I don't love it,
Yeah.
but that just means we're all.
Family.
Yeah, like I don't feel like it would be as special.
Just a thought. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not gonna hurt
I
my
agree.
feelings.
It's
I
all-
was just trying to think,
Yeah.
we have very few boys that show up to this. And we're gonna pay $200 to rent a place for 12 kids to run around.
Let's come back around just oh,
But,
Proms.
if we, I don't know. I just thought,
I mean, if we could do an event for mothers and son, but maybe they not liking a dance. Maybe they won't like.
It needs to be.
Maybe I don't know, a movie or video games or something. I don't know what kids like now. Don't you do? What they like? What they like, Bestie?
I mean, I don't know for boys, but I don't think a dance. Is. I mean, I just don't think they get excited about that.
I mean, some of the kids come in there with the mother son dance, and they're very excited to like be on a date with their moms. And then some of the kids, you can tell that mom has forced them to wear clean clothes and
Take a
come
shot.
to a dance. But
I think let's I don't know if you defer it, but let's put it on agenda again next month and kind of
see if we can
brainstorm
form some
and
ideas.
let Alicia brainstorm and see what we could do, if anything at all.
yeah,
Whatever this age group is, why don't we put something out on the Facebook page,
A poll.
of what are some ideas, since we're not having the community centers under construction or reconstruction, whatever you want to call it. What are some things we could do, moms, for mother son, where we've done the mother son dance? Is there any other ideas, and see what we get? I mean, the kids may tell you, we'd rather do this, and it may be something neat we hadn't
Yeah.
thought of. I mean, I know the girls like to dance, and the boys just run around. I mean, it's,
They do like the glow stuff.
yeah, we could have a glow party and not call it a dance or something where they might. But I would see if we can't put something out to get some feedback from the moms, because they'll ask these boys, what would you rather do if you don't want to go? Because a lot of them don't come. We don't have as big a turnout as we do for the daddy-daughter. So ask the kids, what would you like to do? And just see what we get. We may not get anything, but at least we've tried.
Yeah.
Good thought.
At least we've tried. But they can't say we haven't tried if we're asking and can't get anything. But
Because Google says building together Legos, cook and eating, gaming, movies, shows. That's what Google says.
we can try it and see what we can. I mean, more
Good
hard to
thought.
ask.
Yeah, good thought.
All right. Easter egg hunt. Oh, Lord.
Easter will be our April event, of course. Easter this year is, I think, is the 4th. It's early. The 5th. So our hunt would have to be April the 4th. Have our letter ready to go out for businesses. My next question would be, do we have it at the center or do we host it at a park?
Would we be able to use the out? I mean, is it safe to be? It won't be safe to use this outside the center. So
No, so you.
I'm talking about outside, but
Yes.
because even if they're working inside, is there going to be lots of stuff outside that we need to try to keep kids off of or out of? Or
If you wanted to have the event in the normal spot, it shouldn't be a problem because we'll talk about fireworks in a minute. Same thing going on there. There's just no access to the interior.
Yeah,
Which
we'd
doesn't
have to
mean
do
that
porta
we-
potties.
We can do that. We
Um,
need to.
But then you also have to rethink of all the gift bags that are handing out, all that stuff that you do in that room.
I can do it on the sidewalk.
Okay.
That would be no under.
Because we could always set that up like under the porch
entrance.
on the front,
Yeah. Yeah, that can be done from outside. It doesn't have to.
or
be
even
inside.
in the parking area.
Yeah.
Either way, because I think they've done that in the past to where they've set everything up outside.
Yeah.
So,
That part can be done outside. But I just didn't know how much stuff would be piled up outside the building that we might not need kids. behind.
hopefully, with everything pretty much being inside except for the roof and the doors, we won't have a lot of stuff outside because they're not having to dig up stuff. They're not having to really tear down a
I
lot of
just meant
things.
like stuff stacked out there.
Yeah.
Their lay down yard, as they call it, is the big room right now. That's where they're all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just asking because I could just picture those hundreds of kids.
But I mean,
Climbing
you have it
on.
somewhere else if it's what you guys want to do.
I don't know if we have a place big enough really to do it with like access to parking, and
Yeah.
that's the big thing is, I mean, you're talking, right now we fill up the elementary parking lot, we fill up the middle school parking lot, they park on every street, not to mention the parking at the center. I mean, the high school parking's full, behind the high school's full, I mean, they're coming from everywhere. They park over at that church and walk over. We have people everywhere. I'm just afraid none of the parks would have enough parking or access. We'd have a lot of kids in the street, and I don't want that.
The only place that I can think of right off the top of my head that would have enough space would be either the Little League Park at the practice fields, where parking could be back up this way and hunting could be back towards like the highway area where they've got that fenced off, or
I think the location probably needs to stay the same because people
Yeah.
are ingrained in that. They used to come in there.
And I
And
think,
we can
yeah,
work around the
we can-
construction.
yeah, we can work around construction. I think that
Yes,
would be
ma'am.
good.
did we discuss at the end of last year, like
thought people were waiting and they were waiting on the. I don't remember. I just vaguely remember talking about that.
Do I remember different age groups and times? Of when all at once? Is that what we
I don't know,
Yeah,
there was something. I remember talking about that.
can go back to our notes? It should be minutes, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
I think it was that, we said it was starting early, people came early and then were waiting. So it was a
Bedford
long wait.
mentioned in the past when they set a specific time and then you started a couple minutes early maybe or something because of rain and then people were upset about that. So then I think we got away from saying a time. And last year I think people came at the beginning and then they were like, when's the egg hunt? I don't know. I just feel like we discussed that.
We did discuss
But I
like
don't really
separating
remember
each
the
age group.
solutions we came up with.
I don't think we reached one. I think that it was all just kind of tabled and we
Let's,
never really went back to it.
The good thing is it's January. Let's put
Yeah.
it on the agenda and let's pull those notes and let's discuss them next month.
Okay.
That's the best thing about it. It's January.
Me too. Yeah. All right, strategic plan.
All right, on this one, I should have mentioned, I guess, in my report, but we have signed, and you guys know we signed the contract again for the fireworks at the, we'll do the Facilitron and make sure we do that again. I think probably March, we probably start that planning meeting, unless y'all want to start it next month. Just trying to put it together, and I think we had a lot of lessons learned from last year, condense it down a little bit, get the food trucks, everything on one side, but we can start that. We've done it once, so we learned some lessons from it.
What day is it?
It's gonna be on Friday, July 3rd. I think we started in March, but I think we have plenty of time in there.
That's June.
Okay. So in March, will we do that at 5 o'clock planning, or you want to incorporate it into the Parks and Rec meeting?
I think we just
Incorporate it?
Yeah, because
Okay.
we're down on the last thing now and we're not even 30 minutes in, so.
Well, my next one is, I'll finish it, but bother me a little bit. Any more discussion on the fireworks? So I'll start with, last week we had our strategic planning session with elected officials, and we're gonna update that. I did put, when we talked about Parks and Rec, one of the things was your direction for the near term, like playground equipment or the shelter at Airlines Park. So one of the things, the concept I throw is like, we've got to start budgeting something, but this is just short term. Long term, we need to update strategic plan. And what I've done is trying to look at why are we getting turned down for grants? So I've done a little bit of homework, even today before coming here. And I found on the state's website, do it yourself, statewide or system-wide master plan. And here's some of the elements of it. I'm just going to read them. We got to update it every 5 years. Not a big deal, right? System-wide, whole city. Not a big deal because we kind of got those elements. But here's where we start getting into, like, man, strategic planning, which is what we do. Community needs assessment. That community needs assessment, they want a diverse committee to help with that community needs assessment. Okay. And then a facility conditions report, part by part. That's pretty detailed, and we could do that. It takes time. And then the public input. And that's the elements of it. But then when you put the plan together, these are some of the things they talk about that you've got to have, or they're not even going to look at. The executive summary, the SWOT analysis, and not sure we've ever done one in that, but we do it with the city one. Community needs assessment, public input, and without a doubt, they won't even look at you if you don't have a priority list of short, medium, and long-term projects. I look at Murray counties and their strategic plan, the elements of it, everything they're talking about. Reagan Smith done it, it ain't no telling them what they charge. So it's bothering me that we could do the strategic planning, but I want to make sure, and then we've got some help that we're talking to every month about this, but we got to do it. We got to do it right to be able to tap into some of this grant funding, and I'm still working on it. It's bothering me until we figure it out how we get those elements into a plan that gives us some benefits for applying for
So
these
can
grants.
is there an example of one with all these parts and how it's done that we could use as a guide?
Probably. Um,
Being in the school system, sometimes you have to check all the boxes.
um,
And sometimes you need a guide
Yep.
to make sure you're, even if it's repetitive information, that it's in the right boxes.
Without a doubt, I have the ability to do it. The problem with the position I'm in now, I don't have the time. So I'm going to have to find some type of consulting or something, or someone in the community. I've looked at different avenues that doesn't cost the city $100,000 for some.
If you want, I can probably start to help. Starting this month, I'm supposed to be cutting down to 20 hours a week. So if you wanted to set up something to get me started, go ahead and
But one of the things, and you're exactly right, one of the things we can start on is like elements of it, like facility conditions report. That's a bunch of paper, a bunch of pictures of what we've done and what we've accomplished. The other part of it is where we all come in and we get the public input. How do we get that? Some of those things.
And we've had some of those meetings in the past, the
We have.
public input meetings.
Yeah.
I think we just need to maybe do those consistently and document it.
you know,
That
last
would-
one we tried, nobody showed up and we canceled the other ones.
Right, but if we're, I'm thinking sometimes with the school, we have an event. When we have that event, we have this table set up for people to do other events.
Okay.
So why not, when they have Title I Parent Night over at the elementary school, we set up a table for Parks and Rec while the parents are already coming in, and hey, sign in on this sheet. What were some things you would like to see? And, document that. But we could do those at other events, not just, because if you have an event here and say, parents, people in the community come to this meeting, they're not going to come. But if they're already at Title I night, or if they're already at 4th of July, we could have a table set up, for them to do input at other community events. That's still community input.
Yeah.
You can do it at the Dollar Daddy, the Daily
The
Dollar.
Daddy Daughter Dance.
Anything we do, we could set up a table for park input and document it.
If you guys are okay with it, it's on YouTube. I'm going to send you that link. It's an hour and 24 minutes of how to do it yourself.
Mhm.
In Tennessee, all those consultants put it together. It's back in 22. But still, they're still the same principles they use to when they're looking at.
Well, some of us, I don't remember who on it, maybe, and I may be the oldest one back besides Larry. We went to some trainings on this
Okay.
at Montgomery Bell State Park. We went to like 2-day trainings on our own,
How to do the strategic plan.
how to do strategic. We've been to some trainings. It's just that before now, we've been told, well, we'll do that we've not been allowed. I'm just going to say it that way.
Well, I'll go back to like when we had discussion about the seniors. How can we be successful and
Right.
get some of these grant funding opportunities
Right.
and stuff like that? And then
And,
also,
and I'm sure that all of us would be willing to do that if we can get, I would look back through that because it's been a few years since
Right.
we've been to that. But I think we could set us up a meeting to kind of organize what we have, see what we need, and then go out and get it, gather what we need, bring it back, organize it outside of our regular meetings to get that done. Like pictures of the improvements made at the parks. One of the things they told us, you need the before and afters. I remember that, the before and after pictures of things you've already done, and document, we did this month of this year, this month of this year. They said even if it's simple as you've added trash cans to a park, that's an improvement. Document everything that you've done. And so I think we could do that.
one thought is probably not a. I'm sorry, Mr. Hackett.
We had 2 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 days of it. I remember it. We were there 2
Yeah,
days.
your wife was involved in that too.
You was?
I think she went to that, or she was with.
Yes.
It's been a long time ago. But we went to Montgomery Bell for 2 days.
Here's one thought that may be too soon, and we may not want to incorporate. But February 19th, we're having a town hall. Talk about stormwater utility, talk about zoning ordinance update, and I could put that on agenda to talk about strategic planning to get some input.
Mhm.
They may be mad by the time we get to that one, so I don't know.
We might
I
need to
don't
do it
know.
on a
They
friendly
really
night.
excited about the volunteer.
We might
Right,
need to
so
do it
we
on
might
a
do
friendly,
that.
might need to do it on a friendly night.
You know, I
I think it's gonna be a friendly night.
hope so.
I think so because they just want a town hall meeting.
Oh,
That's all they want. And
So that may be a good
maybe that needs
opportunity.
to be first on the agenda while they're all still happy.
Mhm.
You know, and then that might kind of lighten the mood for the rest of it.
But one of the things that Miss Lori, and I'm glad she brought it up, was like, that's not gonna be the only one. That's one of the things that you said you want to do was town halls, maybe twice a year. So I think there's opportunities, and I think if anything's taught us between Clement Brown Water and Mount Pleasant in the last 6 months, it's good to get information out to the community, just don't throw it on an agenda. So I live and learn, right? So I think those town halls are going to be pretty important,
Yeah.
moving forward with the climate plan.
they just want to be heard, and they want, like I said, transparency. That's all they want.
Mm-hmm.
Then they won't be so upset. Well, you knew it. Yeah, I did.
The last thing I had, there is a reappointment this month. It's on our commission. Mayor's appointment. Bedford's up. I don't know. I haven't talked to the mayor about that, so I'm sure he's talked to Bedford and let you know. His term is up. It's on our regular agenda to appoint. And
Nobody's ever asked me if I wanted to do it.
I don't think you got a choice.
I've never been asked. I've been doing this for so
You and Mr.
long.
Patton probably don't have a choice.
We've been here forever.
But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that his term is up, but I haven't heard anything. I think it's just a reappointment. Hopefully the mayor's talk. I was hoping he was gonna be here. I didn't know he wasn't gonna be here.
Yeah.
And that's all I have.
Bedford.
I've been doing this. Jeffrey is 36. I've been doing this. He was in T-ball when I started this. I've been doing this all the time. All right. We got anything else?
Is it okay if I send y'all that link if you had a spare
Yep.
hour, and
Yeah.
24 minutes?
Send it.
Because you're listening to everything I'm listening, trying to educate on how to.
And
be
it may
successful
bring
in
us
this
back
way.
some jogs the memories of where we
Okay.
went to that.
Because even in our meeting, it was brought up about educational based programs,
Mm-hmm.
right? For the high school stuff. I told my bestie was a contact person. We got the limo, and we could do that. You know, just some kind of. How do we put that? Like a trade. It's just to get the interest of our youth. Give them something to do. They have nothing to look forward to, so we need.
I
We
think
can,
we put it on priorities and partnerships with private, other like-minded governments, and how do we get involvement.
Yeah.
I think that's where we were at with it.
sounds good. Anything else? If not, a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Just a second.
Got it.